everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make infinite generation in Minecraft. Now anyways, let's get on with the video. So basically, the way that I made this is, not just by building it, which honestly, what the heck, which would probably explain why it's so weirdly shaped, but it's rather through this thing called infinite generation. Okay, look, hear me out. This does not look infinite to you, but the thing is, you see, is, if you're wondering why I have these two blocks, it's because I need to do this every once in a while. It's just to not interrupt some things. It's because, it appears that that part is broken. Where the heck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so if you saw that, there was a clicking sound, and then these two parts just showed up. So if you walk through, it generates. It's currently kind of broken because I messed up a bit of the code, but I can, correct that for the tutorial, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. Also because this is actually, like, a legitimately cool mechanic that a lot of people could use in some of their maps. The only problem is that pretty much everything has to be uniform, or everything has to be made to kind of fit with everything else, so, like, your options are limited, but it's better than nothing, right? So, that's out of the way. Let's just see. So, it's not that complex. Well, except for that. But we'll start with everything else first. So, the first thing is it tests for the first thing you have to do is obviously make this room right here, and you've got to put an armor scene in the middle. I also have a barrier down there just so that it can actually have something to stand on. I recommend putting it one block on the floor. You don't have to, and you can definitely conform the commands to do that, but I would recommend doing it. So basically, I have a barrier right there just so that it doesn't, but that's not actually a part of the structure. Just make a room. Just something like this. Because I'm doing the back room, so it looks like this. Which is also why if I go over here, that just about explains itself. So basically, if you have that tag, if you make the armor stand and then give it a tag, it doesn't have to be named room. I just named it room because it's a room of the back rooms. I did in order to make it invisible so that people don't just see a whole bunch of armor stands everywhere. You do this command. Pause the video to see it. I made a thumbs up in real life, but none of you saw that. And then this has nothing to do with the strings. You can put these as far apart as you want, as long as you put them in ticking areas later. Execute it. Yeah, execute. Just do this command. It's so funny. But yeah, there's that. And what this does is, like how this makes it invisible, this just tests for somebody in a certain radius. Don't do r equals 4. I made the mistake. Do r equals 3, or like some weird complicated command like x equals this, y equals that, z equals that, dx equals this, whatever. In order to make it a square. Alright, now you got that. You gotta do this. Except you don't actually have to do this. I did this because I thought it would work and then it didn't. So this is completely unnecessary. But I mean, you could add it if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. So instead, what you should probably do is make sure, and always make sure that the beginning of the string is impulse needs redstone. So even though this is chain always active, I'm telling you to do this first and not this, make this impulse and needs redstone. Alright? But, I mean, you can actually do these in any order you want, but I'm just saying this because uniformity and whatever. So then you do this command. Yep. So the radius here I don't think matters, but I probably still put it at r equals 3 just to be safe. And for structure, for this one at the end, I'll probably put like a circle around. Actually, no, I'm probably not going to do that because I don't want to take the time to do that, and I am lazy. So for structure load around the end, make sure to do structure load, like that's the thing you have to do. And then put the structure name. I named it 1 by 1 because it's a 1 by 1 room, not like 2 by 1 where it would be like extended. So yeah, let me just not make that because then it's gonna mess stuff up. But yeah. So yeah, make sure to do that, and then you put in coordinates to where you need the structure to actually load from. You can also use the clone command, but it's a lot more complicated, so I just recommend doing structure load. So for this, since it's having to load it right there, I do believe, right where this yellow terracotta right there is, it's doing it basically -3 tilde -3 tilde 3. So there you go, you got that. And just kind of repeat that, but do it differently, if that makes sense. And remember, because of the way that structure loading works, you have to kind of do some of the commands, not the commands, but like the coordinates differently. So for this one, I had to do it tilde -9 tilde -3 instead, so that it would load it to the right. And then for this one, it's that for the left. So yeah, with these, you cannot just make both of them positive or something, like both of the numbers. You have to kind of test it out and stuff. So that's something you're gonna have to do, and you're not just gonna be able to copy and paste the command into the block. And I swear the lighting's just changed. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that. I'm sorry. And it does change depending on how big your thing is. Since this right here is 7 by 7 by 7, I had to do, so it was like 3, I think at most I had to do like 9 blocks away from the center of the room. You have to do that 4 times and with different things for each of the sides. So like how there's one for the front. I swear it keeps on, whatever. So there's one for the front, for the back, for the left, and for the right. And that's about it, but wait, there's more. You come over here to the fix lag. Yeah. Yep. This is actually way easier than it looks. All you have to really remember is the execute command and the detect part of it, and you're pretty much good. So you execute @E type equals armor stand, and by the way, I mean, you could do a zombie or just some other entity, but it might jump up and go out of the area you want it to. So I just recommend doing an armor stand, because it's not gonna jump up and then go out of the room. And then you have to do the tag that you put for it to do things. And then tilde, because for whatever reason you need to do that with the execute command. Detect, and then you have to do just repeat this for every single direction. For me, since the armor stand is in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th block. I'm not going to place the terracotta there because then it's going to mess stuff up. Actually, it won't, because it has to be on all sides, but whatever. You see, this, yeah. So for me, it's 4 blocks away. If you did it larger, like if you made the structure larger, then it might be 5 blocks away or 6 blocks or something like that. But this is actually probably one of the more simple parts because you just have to detect for the flooring block that you used and then just execute again, detect for the flooring block again, then detect for the flooring block again in a different direction, then again in another direction. And then you can just kill the armor stand. And that's how you fix the lag. Because otherwise, if that wasn't a thing, then there would be... I'm not going to count that. There would be a lot of armor stands. That's why you need to have the fix lag block. Also, I wouldn't recommend like trying to test it out as you're doing this, because that might mess some stuff up and you'll have to remove some armor stands. It's easy to figure out where the armor stands are. Just go to this. I just change one of these. So change on to conditional, change repeat to change or something. Or what I like to do is just change always active if it needs redstone. In a couple seconds, see, look at that. There's an armor stand right there. If I go out here, there's an armor stand all around the edges, except for that one part that I showed you earlier that didn't have armor stands on the edges for some reason. Yeah, see, look at this. So this is why it wasn't working, because I did it earlier, and there were some armor stands that weren't where they needed to be, so it wasn't executing the commands properly. But if you're actually good with doing things, then you'll be able to not have that happen. I am not good with doing things. Yeah, see, look, lag. That might not happen for you, but if it does, because again I tested it out too early, that could be one of the I'm lagging. But yeah, this might happen. It might not happen for you, but since I suck at doing things, it happens for me occasionally. So if that happens to you, then maybe try to fiddle around with it a little bit, as long as you know what you're doing. And if you figure out a way to rid like that kind of lag that doesn't get fixed by this, then please let me know, because that would be great. That's about it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.